He challenges you in ways you can't quite comprehend. When you look into his eyes, it feels like the whole world is contained within them. Eyes that act as gateways, pulling you into a world where nothing can be hidden. When you meet his gaze, you feel as though he knows all the secrets of the universe, and you're merely a piece of the puzzle he will solve. There's something in him that shows he will never surrender, not even when the world stands against him. The way he walks, his every step, there's an inner strength that speaks louder than his movements, like a soldier made for battle. But his battle is with himself, with his past, with all the moments he lost himself. In his silence, there lies a long and twisted story. A story of someone who's been through the storms of life and now stands tall on solid ground. But solid ground is never easy for those who've returned from the storms.
They were wrong. They were always wrong. They thought they could break me. They thought they could bring me to my knees. They saw me, but they never understood. I came from darkness, from a place where no one should have ever returned. But I came back, not for revenge, not to prove anything, for myself, to understand myself, to show that nothing could break me. When everything collapses, when no one else is left to tell you, try again, that's when you realize that the only thing you can rely on is yourself. The only thing that remains is your will. All those days when you thought nothing was left, they were actually the ones that taught me how to stand again. Because when you have nothing, when no one is behind you, the only thing you can trust is your own strength. Maybe in this world, many will try to break you. Many will try to turn you into something you're not. But remember, everything you run from, you eventually become. I didn't run. I didn't run from who I was. Instead, I made something of it that I can now be proud of. Something no one can break. I made a mistake. I trusted you, and that was the biggest mistake of my life. I trusted you thinking you couldn't hurt me, that you wouldn't betray me. I let you in. I opened my heart, my mind, my soul. I gave you everything, loyalty, love, faith. And what did I get in return? Betrayal, lies, a knife in my back. The kind of pain that never truly fades, only buries itself deeper into my bones, burning like a silent fire. I was a fool. I should have seen it coming. The warning signs were there, written in your actions, laced in your words. But I ignored them. I wanted to believe. I needed to believe because the alternative was too unbearable. The truth was too painful. But now there is no escaping it. The illusion is gone, shattered into pieces, and all that remains is the cold, harsh reality. I was nothing more than a pawn in your game. I trusted you. That was my mistake. But I will not make that mistake again. I will never let myself be that weak, that blind, that naive again. The part of me that once hoped, that once believed is dead. And in its place, something else has risen. Something stronger, something unbreakable. I have no more tears to shed, no more apologies to give. I refuse to beg for understanding, for sympathy, for anything. You took everything from me, my trust, my kindness, my humanity. But you failed to take my will. You failed to destroy me. And that is your greatest failure. I see the world for what it truly is now. There are no heroes, There are no saviors. There is only strength and weakness. There are only those who take and those who are taken from. And I refuse to be a victim any longer. I refuse to be a casualty of someone else's cruelty. I trusted you. That was my mistake. But I have learned, and learning is power. Pain is power. Every scar, every wound, every betrayal, it fuels me. It sharpens me. It has turned me into something they cannot control, something they cannot break. They will regret underestimating me. They will regret thinking I was disposable because now I am the storm. I am the reckoning. And when they look into my eyes, they will see the consequences of their actions staring back at them. I will never be fooled again. I will never be used again. I will never let my guard down again. The past is gone. The old me is gone. And in its place stands something else entirely. I trusted you. That was my mistake. But I will make sure you never forget it. I remember the first time I let myself believe in you. The first time I placed my faith in your words, in your promises. How foolish I was. How easily deceived. You spoke with such conviction, such certainty, and I, desperate for belonging, for connection, clung to your words like a lifeline. And in return, you broke me, shattered me into a million pieces, made me question everything I ever knew, everything I ever was. But I rebuilt myself, piece by piece, brick by brick, stronger, sharper, colder. I do not seek revenge, nor do I seek your approval. I seek only my own power, my own destiny. I walk a path now that you can no longer follow. I walk a path paved with lessons learned in pain and forged in resilience. I trusted you. That was my mistake. But mistakes are meant to be learned from, and learn I did. I learned that trust is a currency too easily spent and too rarely earned. I learned that loyalty is a weapon that can be turned against you in an instant. I learned that love, the kind of love I once believed in, is nothing more than an illusion. I do not need your validation. I do not need your approval. The only approval I need is my own. The only validation that matters is the one I give myself. I am my own savior now, my own strength, my own force. You can watch from the sidelines as I rise. You can whisper your regrets in the dark, but I will not hear them. I have no room left for regrets, no room left for the weight of your words. I trusted you. That was my mistake. And now I am free. And now as I stand here, I see that there is nothing but myself that defines me. You think I've been defeated. You think I'm finished. You think I'm the same person I once was. But the truth is, you never truly knew me. I haven't been broken. I haven't been lost. I rose from every failure, from every fall. I never lost myself. I simply learned again. I learned that nothing can destroy what I've built from within. Not even you. You always wanted to see me weak. You thought that if you pressed me, you could break me. But you were wrong. Every time you pushed, every time you tried to bring me down, I only grew stronger. Because I fed on the pain. The betrayals, the lies, all those bitter moments where I was left alone. I drew strength from them. You forgot that I came from darkness. You don't understand where true power comes from a broken heart, from a mind that never surrenders. You thought nothing of me remained, but you didn't realize that when you have nothing left, when no one stands behind you, the only thing that remains is yourself. And just as I relied on myself, I relied on my will. Nothing can bring me down now. Now, I am what no one could understand. I am what was forged from all those moments. I am no longer dependent on anyone. Not on you, not on anyone. The only thing I have is my will, my inner strength that I will never let anyone exploit. Because I am no longer something you can buy or sell. I've grown beyond myself. I am something no one can escape. You want to break me. You want to return me to the person I once was. But now it's too late. You may have found a place for yourselves in the moments I was weak. But now, I'll never return to that place. Because now I am something I never wanted to be before. A force that nothing can stop. So maybe this is the end of your story, but for me, it's the beginning. The beginning of something I never imagined. I don't need you anymore. I don't need anyone who wants to take away from what I am. Because I am what I was meant to be. Something made from my pain and lies. Something that rose again against all hardships. You might think you can still break me, but that's no longer the case. Now that I've risen, nothing can stop me.